And good morning, everyone. My name is George Kosch. Today is the 11th, already the 11th of January, well into 2019. As you can see by the sales board, we have a nice little battle between Real and Linda. Bill Carr, Bill Darton, the Bills are in there. Brad Webb, wow. Brad Webb's the owner of, well, let's see, he's right here under the traffic streams. Might as well give him a little plug here, state-of-the-art mailer. Okay, so Brad Webb owns that, so he's doing really well. And of course, I urge you to join these, which is part of the training program, which if I come under bootcamp training, you can click on workshop notes here if you want to follow along. And that gets you into the training is a little bit about me here on that first slide, which I won't go through. I go through that every time. I'm an ex-military guy, and I've been doing this now for, well, about 25 years. My point, though, get to lesson 3 and stay on it for a week. That'll talk to you and teach you about what I was just showing you at State of the Art Mailer. You sign up for these places to promote and to generate leads. One of the biggest problems in all the years I've been doing this is how to answer the question properly about, how do I make money online? And I always double back and say, well, that's not the question you should be asking. Usually gets people's attention because they go, well, I want to make money online. And I say, well, what you want to do is generate leads. And then you want to put those leads on a list that they opt into, of course. In other words, you don't just buy a list, you actually earn the list, you build the list. And then you have to sell them things, right? Like that's how money is made. And I think that will surprise most people because they say, well, hang on a minute. That's right. You have to sell something to make money. Exactly. And that's where affiliate programs kick in and all of the wonderful products that you can sell. And I'm going to talk to you about all the products you can sell, as well as, of course, membership with Worldprofit. So stay on lesson 3 because it's going to teach you how to do that. It's going to teach you how to generate leads and then how to promote to those leads, whatever business, product, opportunity, anything that you want, because that's what we do, is we supply you the tools to do that. So the question should be, how do I generate a list of people interested in what I'm promoting? And not how do I make money? How do I make money? That comes later. Okay, that comes later down the line when you go through the training. Do the promotion. Like I said, after 25 years in this business, it's really easy to pick out the number one problem. I used to know a guy named David Ledoux, a super nice guy, was into network marketing and everything. And he had a team, and he called it the Do Team. And when we used to do our conferences, I met him a bunch of times. And I said, that's an interesting name, the Do Team. And he said, well, George, I just got tired of it. People would read and they would watch the videos and they would, he was like a Tony Robbins guy, right? He had all the workshops and everything. He said, but you know what none of them do? They don't do. They just watch video after video and they go to all the programs and everything like that, but they never actually do anything, meaning they're not successful. So he called it the Do Team. I'm not going to steal that from him, but that's what I would like to call it, be part of the Do Team, right? Like actually doing the video rather than just watching it. Lesson number 3 also teaches you about how to get all the bonuses that we promised you, okay? And of course, we have support 7 days a week. Like that's all we do is support, because people, we have a lot of stuff in the member area, right? And it's easy to get off track. So if you feel that you're one of those people, just fill out a support ticket. You will most likely receive a video that I will send you to get you back on track, and that's how I do it. My attitude towards support is when I get 25 questions about the same thing, I'm happy to do a video and then I reuse the video because I don't want to keep telling people the same thing over and over again. It's easier to send them a video. And Michael, I'm going to talk about that, exactly where to get banners and everything. As a matter of fact, that'll be on today's topic because I've been asked that question a few times. All right. Proof of our program, and I'll say this over and over and over again, you are the proof. You're here because of the result of this training. You became a lead because you filled out a form from somebody promoting as per lesson 3. You came in, you interacted in our live business center, and as a result of that, guess what? You liked what you saw and you upgraded, got your domain going. You're now in a great place. And again, over almost 25 years now of doing this, we have a really solid program. Okay, and some of the tools that are going to help you, and I like to go through these every time. These will help you when you are into lesson number 3 and you're promoting and you're actually doing the promotion. You're going to say to yourself, well, I use these same 2 or 3 ads every time on subject. It'd be great if I didn't have to copy and paste all the time. Well, the tool that you want is called JitBit Auto Text. It really just assigns paragraphs, sentences, what have you, to keystrokes, right? So you can say A123, something that you would never actually type. And A123 could be a subject line. I use SS11, subject 11 or S11, something that you just don't type. And it will automatically convert it into that line or paragraph of text or URL. We live on this thing. I use it in tech support. It's like a stationary system, okay? RoboForm, I say RoboForm because I've used it for over a decade now on Windows. I have Windows 10, like most people. But if you're on a Mac, I'm sure you can find password organizers. They're very common now. I use Postbox to do my email management. That way I don't have to log in and out of Google accounts or log into Hotmail or log into my Yahoo Mail or anything like that. It's just easier to organize. And you'll notice this whole line here, you can find everything under Cool Tools on the top menu, which is right here. Under the top menu, it says Cool Tools, kind of right in the middle there. Okay, and you'll find a list, and you can scroll down and find everything in there. All right? These will save you a tremendous amount of time. They'll keep you organized, and to supplement all of that, I would recommend a pad and paper. I use this thing every day. There's not a day that goes by where I'm not doing something with paper, right? So good old-fashioned paper and a pen or a pencil just to keep everything organized. I use the link manager, and that again is in the member area here. If you go to Cool Tools, you'll see this right-hand menu, and it will be down here about just a little past halfway. The link manager is fantastic. There's a video on how to use it in there. Okay, and it'll keep you organized. Keeps your links all in one area like a bunch of bookmarks. Of course, you have the bookmarks in your browser. Problem is you might change browsers, and then you just want a central place to store everything. Link manager is your answer. We've used the link manager now for over 20 years internally, and then I built it for everybody to use several years ago. If you don't want to suffer, use Gmail for all of your business email. Whenever you sign up for a safe list, a traffic exchange, anything to do with business, use a Gmail account. Don't use Hotmail or Yahoo or Comcast or Earthlink or anything like that. Your mail won't go through. You have to just trust me on that one. I'm not going to go into it again. But gmail.com, that will save you a lot of trouble, a lot of hassle. And if you want, you can watch last week's workshop where I tell you about a guy called, and it was just brutal. Anyways, he did get our email eventually. and he's all settled in now. Today's topics, aside from questions, I wanted to go over a few of these things again, just to make sure you're all getting it. Number one is the traffic injections. If I go here, I'm a platinum member. I have myself set up as a platinum member. If you click on traffic control, you'll see another button here. It's called traffic injections. And if you click on that, as a platinum member, you get injections of traffic every single month in 18 sites that we own and operate and are full of people constantly. Members, too many members to count, probably about 140,000 in all of them. And you can post to them and you can enjoy free credits every month in these programs. As a silver member, you get the first 5 here, okay? Goes up to that one. So you get injections in these 5. If you upgrade to platinum, which you can do anytime, just fill out a support ticket. It's $49.95 more per month, and you get all kinds of things that I'll talk about. And of course, you get the extra injections. Okay, so traffic, solo ads, you can see the list of what you get here. It's pretty incredible. And you do the injections for yourself. In other words, the system doesn't do it automatically. You come in and you'll see your next date. Mine is the 29th of January. Okay, and it will, you want to make sure these accounts are correct and go from there. Okay, most of you have them all right and you're doing them. You can also see details of where, where the injections went per month, because sometimes people do change these. Right, so you can go here, and this is a good way to kind of set everything up too. Make sure that if you're a silver member, you have all these in there. And then again, I would recommend you write them down. Also, when you do get your extreme traffic pack, which is the bonus on lesson number 3, hint. So if you're on lesson 3, you'll see how to get your bonus. It will direct you to solo ads and traffic. And then you'll go down to extreme traffic package. And you can receive them right here. And it just so happens that a lot of these are the same as the traffic injection sites. These are all usernames for the most part. There's only an ID used in Quantum Safe List, and there's an ID used in SEO Optimizer Pro. Okay, those are the only IDs where the system gives you a number. The rest of these you've made up. Okay, so same thing in the traffic control, the traffic injections area. In all these cases, you made these up. Okay. And thanks, Michael. I appreciate that. Yeah, I promised I would do it, and it was one of those things where you get up in the morning and you say, today I will do it. And then by the end of the day, you're happy you did. And it worked out good. So where are the best banners? Let's talk about promotion just quickly here. You can find it under, you see out in the top menu here, it says banners. There are all kinds of banners right here that you can use to promote Worldprofit. And if you have your own business that you're in and you're trying to promote, they should give you an image and a target URL in every case. Okay, you should get both of those. Okay, and the image URL is listed here, and it's really is a link to the image wherever it's stored. So we store them all for you, of course. Okay, there's ClickBank banners, and there's an online banner maker that you can use here. It uses Flash to do this, and I'm looking at other options as the future goes, because Flash is going to be discontinued at the end of this year. It'll no longer be supported, I don't believe, in any browser. However, it works fine now, and it will. Google has stated that it will work until the end of 2019. Okay. So does that help you, Mike? Our monitor program, I want to talk to you a little bit about our live business center and what it really means to you as a customer. The Live Business Center is here, and I'll turn it on. And I'll just make sure that I mute the sound there. This is Ivy in there. And this is live. It works on phones, it works on tablets, everything. And what happens is when you do the promotion, people come into the Live Business Center in the form of an associate. So if I brought up my associate area here, it would look like this. So they would have a button they could click on, and up comes this Live Business Center. Okay, and you can see there's Ivy in there again. And I can expand this to a little bit larger so you can see. Okay, so the associate comes in and they're an associate member, and there's no cost to sign up associates. It's completely free. And again, if you're wondering, what's he talking about? Lesson 3. Go to lesson 3 and you'll learn all about this stuff. Okay, so it teaches you how to promote. So people come in here and they interact with one of our monitors. And our monitor is just in a webcam like I am. Everybody has one, and they usually have a headset with a microphone. And we're always looking for new monitors, so if you're interested in the program, just fill out a support ticket. We'll set you up. No cost. And you represent Worldprofit. Now, do you have to be a professional salesperson or anything? No, you'll be trained by Linda Elsie or Brian Armstrong. And you can often find their names up there in the top sellers list because they promote Worldprofit. And Linda, of course, has been our sales champ for a decade, so she's doing really well, obviously. And they'll teach you how not to sell, because you really don't sell anything. You just point people in the direction of where they can find out about our products and services, right? And when they come back from watching the video where I explain everything to them, you will answer some questions and direct them to the order form. And you probably know how that works because that's what you ended up doing, right? Okay. Now, the whole idea of this was we've been running this thing for over 10 years now, and we've updated to the newest one, Live Business Center, that is, that works on all platforms. And the sole purpose is to close sales for you and to support people. Right? Because people have questions about Worldprofit, how it works. I mean, look at all the stuff in here. So it's hard to imagine not having somebody sitting at a desk called customer service and, of course, customer sales. That's the purpose of the Live Business Center. And I have yet to find another company on earth that does this. I haven't found one. If anybody ever does, let me know. And I don't mean one of those chat things. Those things are fine. There's nothing wrong with them. But who has a live person sitting and like at a customer service desk live all the time, and you come in and you chat? And all of the people are marked. In other words, if you see somebody with just their name, they're a member, a paid member. And if you see these two little asterisks here, that means that they are a free member. And that's how Ivy knows what to say and what to do. They can also turn off the Live Business Center, as you can, just by clicking a button. All right? So that's the purpose of the Live Business Center. It works really good. And again, you can turn it on or off down here, and you can get help, assistance, and the monitor on duty will do the best they can to help you. Okay? Michael says, can we use the larger ones like number 68 as a, sure, you can, absolutely. Use any one you want. No problem there. All right. Another reminder about the classified ad plugin. I want to just remind you about it. If you go into your member area here, you'll see it on the left menu. It says free classified ads. Click on this link. It's free. There's no cost for it. And it sets up, as soon as you click a little button, it just sets it up for you. You don't have to worry about putting in images, nothing. You do absolutely nothing. And if you want a notification when somebody comes in, and places an ad, it will notify you by email. And that way you know that that associate is active and they're kind of in there doing stuff. So you can communicate with them. You can make them offers about your programs or Worldprofit. And the way it looks is, if I go to my site, it just shows up and it's got ads in it already. As a matter of fact, it has thousands of ads. And the reason is it's a shared system. It's completely free for everybody to post, except associates. They have to click on ads to be able to place ads. That's all. You can place ads all you want. Okay? And it's really cool. It really works well. Okay? And it's modern, and it supports, of course, all browsers and mobile, everything. Which, by the way, I got a really nice note that I will share with you here. I'm just going to take a quick copy of this, and I think the best way to do it is probably, I'm just going to give you this. Dear Search Console user, I know you won't, I'll read this off to you, but it's on my other computer. I'll just put it up here. I think you'll like this. It says, mobile first indexing enabled. I got this from Google this morning. And it says, Dear Search Console user, that means I use Webmaster Tools, which, by the way, I'll show you how to get involved in this. The first site that I did was georgekosch.com. In other words, this was my website right here, that when I released the new template number 63, I put this into Google and I said to Google, you know, with the old, please rescan this site. It's new. Okay, and you can go in and you can say reindex my site. So what Google did was they sent me a note, of course, saying all of your links are different, you know, all this stuff. And I said, yeah. So we started over. I basically went in and they scanned your site and everything, and they sent me this thing saying, hey, you know what? You are all set. Your georgekosch.com and your blog, which I'm going to talk to you about, blog.georgekosch.com, which is a WordPress, are now mobile first indexed, meaning Googlebot will now use the mobile version of your site for indexing and ranking to better help mobile users to find what they're looking for. That's a big deal. It means that my new design makes Google happy. Okay, so design number 63 is default for all of you. I highly recommend you use it. You can get it by going to Website Management. Now again, if you're new in the last 2 months, you don't have to worry, it's probably set. But it's design 63. And if you say to yourself, you go to change design, you don't know, just fill in a support ticket and I'll personally switch you. Okay? There's no problem there. And Michael, yes, getting back to the classified ad system, and again, I put a link up here to classified ads, so it's easy to get to. It produces leads. And why do you think it produces leads? Well, let's try to post an ad and see what happens. So I come to this site, looks great, free classifieds. I look at it, I go, wow, there's all kinds of ads in here. Post an ad. Oh, how it works. Place ads as many as you want. Oh, join Worldprofit's free membership, post unlimited ads. Oh, that's generating leads. Okay, that's how it works. It's completely free, but only associates and members can use it to post ads. So they can't just post ads and leave. They have to become members, and guess what? They're on your list. Okay, so that's a big deal, a really big deal. All right, does that make sense? And if you want to, you see how I have this way up at the top here? I'll show you how to post that if you want. You just say new page or link right here. And you see where it says a link or pop-up, option number 4, right here. It says a link or pop-up to another site. So a link, give it a name like free classifieds, right? free classifieds. You can see I've done this before. And then in here, you put the link to the classified ad site, which would be, for example, georgekosch.com/classifieds. And of course, click on top menu right here. And if I enter this and I say save, create link, it will look just like this up here. Go to the top menu. Okay. So like Sandy Hunter is saying, if you've been a new member in the last 30 days, everything is automated. You already have Design 63. You don't need to worry about it. Okay. If you click up here where it says meta tags, SEO, you can get all set up with Google too. They'll give you what's called a meta tag, and you put the tag in here and it looks just like this. A lot of people are putting in the whole tag. You don't need to do that. You just put in that garbly goop they give you and then you save it. Bing is the same. You can do it through them, and it kind of looks like this. You put it in there and then you save. And then you go back to them and they'll update and check it and it'll be fine. Okay? You can also update your site maps, RSS feeds. A lot of these things are you just click on them and they work. They're automatically set up though when we first set up your site. Okay, so if you have any trouble, just fill out a support ticket. Many of you will say, well, how can I make sure that I get #1 in Google? You can't. There's too many sites. All you're trying to do is maximize, right? Do the best you can with your site. Don't overload these things because I don't even think meta tag keywords are used anymore. The description does get used as well as your site title. Okay, because if you go to Google and you search for something, you'll see it'll show the title of the site and it'll show a bit of your description. And no, Brian, I don't think they're used at all. I really don't. I don't think they're used at all. This is just me being me. I just leave them in there. So will you be adding classified ads to the nav bar control pages? Yeah, it is. It should be sitting here if you go to your nav bar. It's the 4th one down. Nav bar on classified site. So you can say yes to it. And Mike says, no. Okay, let me know what you're asking. If you want to add it to this top bar here, you have to add that manually. It says, click the control add page in the first. Sorry, I don't know. You can add that if you want to the, you mean up here? You would have to type it in yourself. You can call it free classifieds if you want and just put it in there if you want. That's fine. Show navbar on the website. Yeah, you can do that for the entire website, but you do have to do these separately. Just test it. The control all pages. Well, no, that's controlled over here. For these are called, I call them plugins. So you have to control the classified ad site here, not here. All right. All of that is content marketing. Blog, lazy blogger, I want to talk to you about that too, because everybody, you have a blog built into your website first. I want to make sure you all understand that. You don't have to have a WordPress blog if you don't want, because you have a blog that's built into your site. And if you go down, you can see recent posts. For example, if I click on that, you can see I stay at my site, but now I'm in the blog. all right? And you can see it brings it all in, it's all indexed and everything like that. Okay, so I have a blog included if I go to here. See where it's on that top menu under website management? So you can generate and produce content and place it in here all you want. And it'll get scanned by Google and all that good stuff. All right, but there is also another option, which again I was going to show you in that little posting I got, http://blog.georgekosch.com. Now that's a WordPress blog. If you go down here on the left menu, it says WordPress blogs. And we host WordPress because it's very powerful and it works exceptionally well, especially nowadays where it's very modernized. And you can use what's called the lazy blogger to post to it and at the same time post to any other blog that you have. You could have a Google blog like Blogger blog, things like that. So what it looks like is this. And it will show every week, you know, I post my stuff to it. There is a learning curve, okay? There's a big learning curve for, you know, understanding how this all works. But it's fun to do, and blogs are great. And as you can see, Google knows you have a blog, especially when you put links to it, right? I think this might be probably a link right to it there. Okay. What can you do? You can create videos at YouTube. You can have Facebook information showing up on here. There's too many things to explain, but it's a lot of fun doing it because it really gets you going into all this stuff. For example, when you do a posting to your blog, you can also have that posting, and I'll take you there. Actually, I don't need that anymore. Delete that old link. And there we are. There's a program called Jetpack, which is completely free. And I love it because when you go to Jetpack and you go to your settings, you can set it so that everything that you post to your blog will also be shared with your social networks. And you can see you have choices here. Now, I don't share them with this blog necessarily. I share them with the main Worldprofit blog. And then that works out pretty good. Of course, it doesn't seem to be loading for some reason. Sometimes my browser must just run out of, so log in maybe. You get an account with Jetpack and everything, and then you can get set up that way. Okay, so there is a learning curve. There's Linda, and it's a lot of fun because when you post something, I wonder if it'll load it this time. There, when you do a posting, you can have it show up on all of these social sites that you own, and it's good for branding yourself and it's good for marketing, and it comes automatically. How do you post and how do you get this whole thing going? Well, number one, you come into the member area here and you will see under website management, there's a lazy blogger area. Go to this area and watch the video in there and it'll take you through it. It's really, really neat how it works. All right? And you're welcome, Michael. Okay, if there are any questions about this stuff, most of it is handled in each area, including website management, with these videos. You'll usually find videos in all of these important areas. Okay, and it'll teach you about how to use these things. But what I really like is how blogs work. They're really good, and you can see the fact that, you know, I got this note from Google saying, listen, you know, these are good sites here. You're all set. I like that. That's really neat. Okay. And the content is anything you want. All right, you can post anything that you like. You keep it updated. Many of you do videos and blogging and stuff like that. It's always good. You can review products. So you can go into Worldprofit here and you see where you've got the Moneymaker Kit. A lot of people do this. They just write a review and put their affiliate link in at the bottom of the review, and then they blog it. You can add it to your website, that kind of a thing. Okay? And you can also do that with ClickBank. ClickBank promo kit here. There's unbelievable products, and that's what I mentioned at the start, is we have so many products that you can sell to your leads through these two, ClickBank promo kit and the Moneymaker Kit. All right? Moneymaker Kit is mostly JV Zoo stuff, which is really neat. But of course we have things from Jane Mark in here, Herculist, and different programs. Okay? Let's talk about placing ads. I had somebody ask me, how do I just place ads? So I thought, well, let's go to one of our sites and find out. I'll type one in here. For example, let's go to traffic ad links. And this will just be an example here of a place where you can post. Click on the login, and we'll go in as a user. You're always going to see ads like this. Those are login ads, so you can skip it right here if you want. And of course, there's special login bonuses and things like that. And if you look here, it says, just take me to traffic ad links. Okay. Now, everybody will want to do this set up ads. And you all get ads in these programs. Do you want to know why? Because it's part of the bonus when you sign up into the Silver program. You get upgraded in these sites. So you will have banner credits, everything like that to use with any program that you're in. A lot of people ask me about banner ads. How do I set these up? Well, whenever you click on the setup here, they're going to ask you, in most cases, you give your banner a name, and then you have a banner image URL and a target URL. Now this is where most people get confused, because they will take an image from their computer and post it in here and say, well, I can see it. Well, no one else can. Believe me, no one can see a banner that's on your computer. And the way that you can get banners is, there's a couple of ways. If you want to use a banner, they're right here, banners. And you can select any of these banners. Every company that I've ever heard of online that has an affiliate program has banners. And they will always, always give you two things. They'll tell you the image, which is this one, and they'll give you the target. So you copy these by right-clicking, and you say copy. And then you can go into your area to post, and you put the image in, and you paste. And then the target URL is where you're sending people when they click on the banner, which is also in here. And you'll see them all here. And the name you give the banner is anything you want. Okay, it doesn't matter. You'll be able to preview the banner. So if I just put in, just as an example, and I'll just say test, you preview the banner, it will come up and it will show you the banner up here. Working just fine. Okay? Are there any questions about that? Nancy says, George, how do I know I'm upgraded in all of the bonus sites? Number one, this is my hope, as you signed up, I hope you wrote them down. Okay? Number one, every single site that you sign up for, you should write them down on a pad and paper. Hopefully you have a big desk so that you have room where you can write these things down. Then, as part of the Extreme Traffic Pack right here, Solo Ads and Traffic, Extreme Traffic Package, enter your details here. As soon as you've entered these, there's also a record of them in the same area. Write them down, put them in here, and write them down. Did I mention that? Write them down. Put them under at the top of the page, Worldprofit. Okay? As you get them upgraded, we send you an email message to this email here that, yes, these are upgraded. Confirm them in writing on your pad and paper. Upgraded, 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 upgraded. That way you know if they're upgraded. You can also know if they're upgraded when you log in, because it'll say right here, membership. And it should say lifetime or VIP or something like that. Okay? Then you're upgraded. Upgraded members just get more credits when they click on things. And when they click on solo ads, they get more credits for doing that. Can you convert credits to money? No, we don't pay people. You don't earn money by clicking things. You can only earn credits to advertise with, right? Now, let's talk about some other stuff here. So if we go set up ads again, you can also set up solo ads, which are the same basic idea here, where you go here and it says subject and the message, which is keep these short. I had a guy, I got to tell you this is another one of those moments, I just can't believe it. I got an error this morning. Every time somebody generates an error, I get a copy of it and it says, here's the error. Some guy tried to post, I'm going to settle myself first because I'm thinking, how did this happen? He tried to post an ad that was 30 pages long. Oh, sometimes I have to take a deep breath. He literally posted a book in the ad body and it gave him an error. And he wondered, why can't I post an ad that long? Could you imagine getting an email that's 30 pages long and then sending the email to 10,000 people? Anyways, I said, sometimes you just don't know what to say, right? So I said, don't post an ad that long. Post an ad like, for example, something like this. Something that kind of fits in here. That's text. Everybody that gets the ad will have a URL they can click on here. You know, whatever the URL is, and you put it in there. This is the click. They click on this. It's automatically sent, and then they earn credits. This should be very short. Shouldn't be a big long posting. And the subject should be short too. You know, promote 5 links. You got to remember, people are receiving millions of emails every day. So the idea is you don't want to send them a 30-page book, right? You just want to say, here's what you get. It's completely free, and then they click on it. Okay, so that's what I do for solo ads. Okay, so I'm not making this up. The guy really did do that, and he wondered, what's wrong? Why can't I send something out like that? If you do want to send a book out, though, just make it into a PDF book, and I'll show you how to handle that one. So all the way down, I've got too many solos in here. Login ads are the other one, and they're the same thing. They're just a subject and, of course, a URL. and the system will show the URL in a frame. And so you should be good there. Say that you wanted somebody to have your book, your PDF book, or say you wanted to make your own banner, and yeah, it's on your hard drive, and you're like, geez, I wish I could get this, this image on the internet. How do you get an image on the internet? Well, we just so happen to have a way to do it. If you click on Website Management, Image and eBook Hosting, it's completely free. I built this because I couldn't believe it. I went to these sites that said, we will host your image, and we'll host your banner image, and we'll host your ebook or whatever. And I thought, oh, that's great. So I started using them. And then they changed their mind. And they said, after, you loaded 25 things, they said, well, we're only going to show the image if they're a member of our site. And you think to yourself, but it's a banner. So you mean every time they go, oh, we're sorry, we disabled that. So George, that's me, as Mr. Programmer, said, I've had it. I'm going to create my own system where you can actually really host either a PDF file, which is a book, like an ebook, or an image, as long as it's in this format. Okay, these are the three formats. You can do JPEG with an EG too, if you want, but you can rename a file, right? If you have a file on your computer that's JPEG, you can rename it, and it'll still work fine. So you choose a file from your computer right here. So you grab a file. Say there's a graphic here. Red alert. I don't know. Say we did a buy now one. Okay, and then we call this a PayPal or buy button. I'll just call it a buy button. Nobody sees this, so you can name it whatever you want, and then you upload it. And if you go down, it should be buy button right here. And you can see what it looks like. You can just test it. And that's what it looks like. It's just a hosted image. So now, when you go to one of these sites, right, and it says banner ads, and it says what's the banner image URL, right? The image, you say, oh, well, I just happen to have that. It's right here. There it is. There's the image URL right there. You can use that, and don't worry, I'm not going to change it and say, well, everybody has to be an associate to say, no, none of that. It just works. I know it works really well because we're hosting about 30,000 images right now. So it works out really good. It's nice as a programmer when you see that, right? You see all these people using it. It's really great. How do I update profile links? Tammy, what a great question. Let's see. If you go to your Create Update Profile, you see it here on the left menu just under your badge? Create Update Profile. You can update everything in here. Description, URL, and these things will show up in various locations and things like that. I don't want to go through all the areas because I'm running out of time. But you can update them there, and under Website Management, Site Settings. If you scroll down the page, you can do some stuff right here too. Okay, your photo will show up. You can show it on your website. Title above name. Okay, so you can say brought to you by George Kosch, worldprofit.com. You could put a phone number in. This badge will show up automatically. You don't have to worry about loading it. And where do they show up? They show up right here on your website. So you can go up to the top here and you can see your site. And on the left-hand menu, there's my picture there. So your picture shows up here. And it says brought to you by George Kosch and your badge. Okay. Yeah, thanks, friend. It was I'm telling you, there's so many things on the internet that, they keep changing them, right? Does anybody remember Dropbox? Dropbox is a fantastic thing. Like, it's great. I love it. But they used to let you share images publicly. And they used to let you share PDF books publicly. You could just say, make this a public link. I just want people to... I'm going to calm myself down once again. I'm not going to rant. I promised myself I would stop ranting. But they quit. They just, that's it. I'm not doing it anymore. So all these people with 1 million links, just, they're gone. Sorry for the trouble. So that's another reason why I created the image hosting system. Okay, mobile template, number 63, fully automated. It's mobile. You don't have to make it mobile. It is mobile. Okay. Are there any other questions? What's that slide doing up? How'd that come up? How to upgrade to platinum? It was a slip of the finger. These are the things you get, but I also want to really enhance. You get 40% commission. You get the autoresponder, which is up here. Comes in, part of the platinum upgrade. You can have as many auto-response lists as you want. You can have as many messages as you want. Really easy to use. I promise it'll never get more complicated, and it works really good. All you have to do is fill out a support ticket if you're interested. Good question. Mary Daniel says, how do I get purchase leads in CSV to import to Call Loop? You don't need to do that. What you do is you go into your prospect manager, and when you import your leads, you see this where it says click here to download. Okay. So say I transfer a lead now. The lead will come up in my prospect manager, and I can automatically phone them using Call Loop. Okay, so you have to set up Call Loop, and then I don't want to show this guy's info because it's kind of his, like if I just go to this one, George, see where it says view? Then it comes up phone using the Call Loop system. Now you do want to set the Call Loop system up first, and you can do that up here under Add Call Loops. There's a help area and everything and a video. But then you can phone them, and you can use any of your scripts that you've loaded here. If you want to download all of your prospects, you can do so right down here at the bottom. It says export. Okay, export to CSV. You can right click on here and you can say, well, I just click on it now. Comes up. And then down at the bottom, you'll see Google will say, do you want to download this file? And then if you click on it, it will come up in a CSV file. The reason I'm not going to teach you about this is that's an advanced thing. You don't need to do that if you don't want to. Yeah, just if you're using Chrome, you want to look at the bottom of your browser. Google seems to put all that down at the bottom, and it's easy to miss, whereas Firefox is at the top. So when you go to Call Loop, you don't need to load your stuff in there. I built it in to here so that you can Call Loop. You have to do it one at a time though. If you want to call them all, you can, but then yeah, you'd have to have somebody show you how to add it to your Call Loop account. Okay, so you'd have to go in here and you'd have to learn how to do it in there, which I've never done that. We just call people one at a time. Okay. You get a free trial too. No cost. I don't know how long it lasts, but yeah, you get 25 free messages, which is pretty good. 14 days. It's really neat. Okay. Let me look above here for Alan's question. I'm having trouble with getting more than 2 links in a column in the website. Okay. Okay, Alan, if you're there, I'll show you. I'm having trouble getting more than 2 links in a column on the website. Okay, so if you go to website management, you can simply say new page or link as often as you want. Okay, and then you add whatever link you want. For example, a link to another site, and you can put it under the whatever column you want. You can put 10 in there if you want. There's no limit to it. Does that make sense? Yeah. If it's not working for you, just put in a support ticket and I'll take a look. But I've never, like, there are some people with hundreds of links. And I know it's one of those moments where you're like, whoa, you really want to have that many links on your website? But some people do. But you can add links under your different categories here. You want. See, I've got products and services. I've got 3 of them. If it's wiping one out, fill out a support ticket and I'll take a look. Olami, that's a good question. You'll get an email, because Olami is saying, how do I know if somebody, well, let's just answer the question, how do I know when I've signed up an associate? Right? Like, how do you know? You'll get an email. That's the number one thing. And that's where I say right over here, promotion tools and tactics. Do you see this one here where it says use Gmail? You'll receive an email saying that you've signed up an associate. You can also see your associates in the member area under a link on the top menu called Associates. And they'll be all listed there for you. So anybody who becomes an associate will show up in here. And they'll also be in your prospect manager. And it will say associate. And like Michael says, you can create a filter for Worldprofit. But normally we don't get filtered too much. Mind you, I use Rogers Internet, and Google puts them in my spam folder when they send me my bill. Yeah, Rogers. Rogers is biggest cable internet provider in Canada. Go into spam. You kind of wonder, it'd be like the Rogers guy calls and says, hi, this is CEO of Rogers. Yeah, Google, why are you putting our bills in spam? Why are you doing that? Yeah, I know, Brian. I know. I'm on automatic payment. Like my credit card goes through automatically. They're really sending me just a copy. So I always thought, if a company like Rogers gets put into my spam folder, anybody could. Mary says, I'll try another browser. I was able to export the entire one at a time. It was wonderful and save. I emailed them first, called out, yeah, to work again. Try Firefox, but I can assure you, like you just saw me do, it should work fine. Just got to make sure you go to the bottom of your page. Like, watch this. I'll get rid of my RoboForm bar. Watch this. So if you just click it, you don't have to right click. Just click it. Do you see it right there? Down on the bottom left there. It says Prospect Manager, CSV. And the Word one, it'll save it as a doc file if you want. I don't know if that works. There it is, doc file there. So I could open this up now in Windows Word. Okay. The CSV works. It's right here. Just pops up. Boom. Should show up fine. Are there any other questions? Boy, we're already at an hour. It's like, where's time going? Okay, the future, I'm going to be hooking up for people using Rotator Genie. I'm going to hook up coin payments and Solid Trust Pay. Planning on doing that next week if you want to use those. We will also accept those as payments for silver, we're going to accept those as payments, Solid Trust Pay, coin payments. I'm looking at using a company called TransferWise to pay commissions. This is the theme of the year is payment systems. Okay. Nancy says, George, you have a list of associates, but none have confirmed. We resend confirmation emails twice a week. And it's up to them if they want to click that link. Okay. And Kimlu Global, there is no way to do that. It's because of spam laws. We're not allowed to do that. You can't add people. You can add them one at a time by add prospect. Okay. We used to allow 10 at a time, but the spam laws are just too strict. Not allowed to do that. Solid Trust Pay is I'm on board. I've been a Solid Trust Pay member for 5 years, 4 or 5 years. They're great. I love them. Okay, so they're coming online. Okay, so any other questions from anyone? Kim Lou, I see you're typing, so I'll hang out for a minute. Okay, Solid Trust Pay is not accepted. Yeah, that's right, in Florida, so I heard. Yeah, there's an alternative. Call Florida and tell them to accept it. You can use PayPal in Florida. There is also coin payments, which should work in Florida. Yeah, I was talking with somebody I know in Florida, and they said, yeah, Solid Trust Pay doesn't work in Florida. So I'm like, can't really do much about that. That's sad. However, we do pay by check for your commissions. Checks are pretty good. And if you say, oh, it costs money to cash a check, all you have to do is go into your commissions, and you can put your commissions on hold. So you go, how we pay you. You can put your commissions on hold in here. Okay? So it says my current payment method, holding. You'll find the option in here to hold. Then when the amount is high enough, you can cash it out. And we pay on the 15th of every month. Okay, so I'm going to end the recording here. Wish everybody a great weekend. Things are going really well. Big thank you, as usual, to all of the monitors for the hard work that you're doing. Really is incredible. If you're interested in being a monitor, just fill out a support ticket. We'd love to have you on the team. Okay, you'll do very well. So thanks a lot.